I'm Rebecca from My Darling Cupcakes, and after a very long hiatus, I am back with some really awesome tutorials for working with fondant and for baking in the kitchen. What I'm going to show you today is a really simple way to make cupcake toppers that are buttons. So if you're new to working with fondant, this is the perfect activity to try to get your feet wet with it. So what you're going to need for this is just some piping tips. That's it. No special cutters, no anything. Here I have a larger piping tip, a medium piping tip, and a small piping tip. And this small piping tip is the one that is for writing, so it has a small circle on the outside and a smaller base. Here I've taken some fondant already and I've rolled out a few different colors. So I have a canary yellow color that I just used your normal run-of-the-mill gel food coloring that you can get from the store. I made a pinkish one here, and then here I did kind of a fun little tie-dye. All I did was I took little splotches of the yellow and splotches of the red and I rolled it all together. So I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna start with this yellow color here, and I'm going to use the bottom base of this piping tip, and I'm just going to cut out a circle. I'm going to use a skewer, or you can use a toothpick, whatever you have on hand, just to pop that out. Now I'm also going to come in with my medium-sized piping tip, and I'm going to gently place it over the top, kind of make sure that it's centered inside of there, and I'm going to delicately push down, not completely down. You don't want to push completely through, but just enough to kind of give an indent. So you see there. Then I'm going to go in with the smaller size one, and again I'm going to just kind of gently put it in the center of this button, and once I'm happy with where the placement is, I'm just going to gently push down. And so there you can see, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Now I'm going to go with this smaller size tip right here, and at the very center I'm going to cut out 4 little holes. And it's okay if it doesn't completely come out. That's what that toothpick's going to be for, so we can pop out any ones that didn't come out, like this one you see here. There we go. So now you can go in and kind of separate out a little bit out if you want to, being very gentle with it. But there you've got your basic button shape. So I'm going to expand on that idea. We're going to do the same thing over again. This time I'm going to start with my pink color here. I'm going to cut out a base using my toothpick or my skewer. I'm going to just pop that out there. Then going in with the medium-sized base, I'm going to actually cut out a yellow shape here. You can see that. And I'm going to place that right in the center part. And once I'm happy with the placement, I'm going to just kind of gently push it down a little bit. And you'll see I'm wearing gloves. The reason I like to wear gloves when working with fondant is to avoid fingerprints. You'll see the ridges that'll form into the fondant. That's not particularly cute. So wearing gloves is very helpful. Then I'm going to go in with my smaller size tool, and I'm going to just gently, once I get the center part where I want it, just gently push in a little, just to kind of give that indentation, to give that idea of a button. And then I'm going to go in with the small size tip, push all the way through, and I'm going to make 4 little buttons. You can do 2 buttons, you can do however many you want. Again, if it doesn't completely come out the first time, it's okay. We can go back through, and you see here we can go back over with the tip and make sure it comes out. So here you've got a little bit more of an elaborate idea of the button. So we've got a layered effect happening, and you can roll it up a little bit. You can make it a little more embossed if you want. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a smaller version of it so you can just see the different sizes. So I'm going to take my medium sized, and using this fun tie-dye effect, remember that was mixing some of the yellow and some of the pink together and just rolling it out. I'm going to cut out a small base. Using my toothpick or skewer, I'm going to just pop this out. And then this time I think I'll take a yellow using the small tip, and I'll cut out a small shape here. And I'll use the toothpick. So here I'm going to come in, and some of these can be tricky. So you just take this out, as little negotiating as possible. Now on this side you can see there's a little bit of a prick, so I'm just going to use the other side so you don't see it. And again, I'm going to place this right in the center of the button. And once I'm happy with its placement, I'll just gently push down a little. You don't want to push down too much. And for this, I'm going to just pop out, let's say we'll pop out 4 small buttons. Well, buttonholes. Right in that center. Now, you could also make little cuts if you want and make it look like it's laced, or you could make different sizes. You can just expand upon this idea as much as you'd like. You could also use these little draggeries instead if you don't want to pop out those holes. You could fill in these holes with these little draggeries, and you can use different colors. They sell all sorts of different colors in the store. But I have little white ones here. You could always fill in those holes to kind of add a little bit more of an effect. So you can see how that looks as well. And lastly, I'm going to just grab a knife and the last thing I'm going to do is show you guys how to make it look like it's laced together, like you have a little stitching through your button. So I'm just going to take some of this red rosy colored fondant, and I'm going to cut a very small strip. Try to make it as even as possible. If you have one of those rotary cutting tools, or if you have a pizza cutter, this works perfectly. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball how much I need. So I need probably, I'd say about 1/4 inch. I'm going to line them up together to make sure I get the same size. And then I'm just going to lay it right over top. So I'm going to kind of gently lay it right over where my holes are. And then using my toothpick or my skewer, I'm going to actually use the flat end of this skewer to gently push it in so it looks like it's coming out of that buttonhole. And then the same thing with this side. So just lightly place it over top, using your skewer to push in. There you have it. It looks like it's all stitched together. So here's a really simple basic idea. You can put a couple different ones on a cupcake, or you could round the side of them with a bunch of different size buttons on a cake. It's all a whole bunch of different ideas you can extrapolate from one basic simple practice. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you like it and subscribe. I'm Rebecca, and I'll see you soon.